This is Trinesha Catrell, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, and Christ combine. I'm so grateful to have you here on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment with me. In today's video, we're going to talk about gratitude, even in the worst of situations. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. So what made me want to talk about gratitude is earlier today I was at this sermon. I went to church and I was listening to the sermon, and the pastor preached about being grateful. He preached about something fell from the ceiling. Sorry. There's like a piece of I don't know what it was. It just fell down and I was like, okay, well that's what we doing today. So anyways, so I was at church today and the pastor preached a sermon on gratitude. And of course, most of the times when you hear a message on gratitude, the pastor will pull from Moses. So he pulled from Exodus, and in Exodus it tells the story of Moses and how he freed Israelites and how they were journeying and they were being ungrateful for being freed, and they were saying it was so much easier when they were where they were as slaves than it is for them to be free. And as they were complaining, the pastor just talked about different ways that that you're complaining about something. The first thing that he said is, you're complaining when it's something like you really do have a reason to complain. It's something like it really is hot outside. So you have a valid reason for saying that you don't like this thing, or something isn't going your way, or it doesn't look the way that you want it to look. The second thing is, if you are only focusing on that as a negative thing and not the changes that you can make to do something better. And so that's how you're complaining. It's a valid reason, and you're not doing anything about it to make it better. You just want to be stuck in that dot zone, or whatever it's called, that dark spot in your life where you're just focusing in on something that's completely negative instead of thinking of all the positive things around you. So I'm gonna tell a really funny story. So earlier today, I was on the way to church and I was helping this person. And as I get, as I get ready to step up this thing, I literally fall. I fall into the mud. So clumsy, but it was hilarious. I didn't hurt myself or anything. I was just real dirty. But as I heard the sermon and I thought about the fact that I fell, it made me think of how in life could knock us down. We could fall, we could trip, we could make choices that aren't the best of choices in our lives. And sometimes when we get knocked down, we stay down. Sometimes we feel like we have to live there, like we can't get back up. And I think it's so important that no matter what you're going through, you continuously get back up from where it was that you fell. If you fall short of the glory of God, like all of us do in one area of your life, it's important for you to know that that's not where you're supposed to stay. That's just a season. That's just a period in your life. That's just a moment that happened. It is not your entire life. It does not determine your destiny. And I think it's important for us as a whole to remember to stop harping on the things, the mistakes, the mistrials, the missteps that we've made in life, and understand that we could be a better person. That does not determine us. We are not determined by our worst thing that we've ever done in our lives. We are determined by what we do after we fall. And when you get back up after you fall, it's important for you to not harp on the fact that you fell. It was so funny. It was like the clumsiest, most funnest. I had these chunky boots on with this outfit. So when you wear Uggs, and I'm not trying to just name drop brands or anything like that, but when you wear Uggs or chunky boots, it's inevitable that if you're walking up any step, you're probably going to trip at some point. So note to self, be more conscientious of where I'm stepping before I step up and do different stuff in life, because it was hilarious. The way that I felt, it was not graceful at all. I looked like I never fell a day in my life. Like the last time I fell, I was a baby. That's how bad this fall was. I was trying to hold on to stuff that wasn't there and everything. I was falling in slow motion like older people do. It was like, I hit my foot and I saw myself hit my foot and I knew I was about to fall. And I was like, oh no, what am I doing? I was like trying to grab stuff that wasn't there, constantly falling. And the next thing you know, like I grazed my knee. I didn't hit my knee, so I don't have no knee problems. And then my foot just like took the grunt of it. I was like, man, I almost twisted my ankle. I would have been on here limping, but I would have still been alive. So it was hilarious. I was just like, it just goes to show you that first off, everything preaches, and secondly, be more careful when you're walking places because you gotta pay attention. You know, there's some things in life that will happen to you, and you'll think it's just nothing, and you don't understand that's necessary for your purpose. Me falling to anybody else would have been like, okay, I tripped. For me, it's like, although I fell, I know that it's important for me to get back up. I can't lay there. Yes, it's embarrassing. There are cars passing by, which made it even more funny. And then the person that I was walking towards like looked like more concerned than they wanted to laugh, which was helpful. But it was so funny. But in life, it's important for us to understand that we need to get back up. We can't let that thing make us who we are, and we have to make sure that we take the lesson from it. When we're learning things in life, when things are happening, we have to know, okay, we're better than this. We can do better than this. We could take this experience and learn from it. Like next time, maybe don't try to walk super fast up a step in chunky boots, or maybe next time don't make a choice to do something that you know is going to leave you vulnerable for attack or open for attack. Maybe next time you don't make a decision without thinking it through. You actually think next time, am I strong enough to withstand whatever's coming towards me if I do this thing? If I go to this place, if I go to the store, am I able to not buy anything at the store? If I if I hang out with this group of friends, am I able to still finish the things that I said that I was going to finish, or is it going to completely distract me from my purpose? You have to. It's a net. I feel like this net really trying to see if I'm about it right now. But it's important for us to really understand that everything in life is teaching us something. And that when things happen, we should take that as a learning lesson, not as a loss. I could have just been like, oh, it's so embarrassing, and all day long felt super embarrassed because I fell in. All of these people saw it, but nobody that I knew that I know of saw it. I really could have been like, I don't need to tell nobody. It's nobody's business that I fell. But I really don't look at it like that. I'm not really worried about someone else's opinion. I'm worried about the fact that one, I'm okay, and two, that I got back up. Sometimes when God is teaching you things in life, to other people, it'll look disastrous. It'll look like, what are you doing? You're doing that? Like, when God is prepping and molding you, it does not look pretty. It looks like, what is she doing? Why would she do that? Why is she helping this person? Why is she going this place? It would be so much easier. It would make more sense. It would be so much more followers. She would have so many more things if she took this shortcut, if she did it this way. But when God is when he's prepping you for something, he's prepping you for a new season, a new level, it does not look glamorous. It's grunt work. You really gotta be down in the mud. Like, you gotta get it through the mud with God, because everything that he's teaching you is through that journey. And when you get to the destination, it's well worth it because you worked for it. So just like that mud that was on me that I dusted off, I needed to be there so that I knew and was reminded to continuously keep getting back up. So in life, instead of complaining about, I could complain and say, oh, well, these boots, I need to get new boots. I need to do this way. Oh, if they didn't have this step so high, I could have completely complained about all of these other things instead of taking one, accountability for my actions because I need to pay more attention. And two, instead of looking at it like, okay, God's teaching me something even in this moment. Even in this moment, I can learn to do better. Even in this moment, I could be a better person. Even in this moment, I could do the things that God put on my heart for me to do. And I can do them even in the mud. Even through the mud, I could still get up and survive and do all of the things that I was intended to do in my purpose. That That process is so necessary because it makes me grateful. And instead of complaining in life, the pastor left us with one thing today. He said, every day write down 5 things that you're grateful for, and it'll give you a whole new outlook on life. I'm challenging every person that's watching this video for the next week. You can start the next week to 30 days. Write down or think of 5 things every morning when you wake up that you're grateful for, and see, won't your life change? It all starts with your mindset. It all starts with you knowing and believing that you deserve more, that you will be given more, because God is the type of God that blesses you regardless. He is so full of grace and mercy, and the things that you're harping on, that you made mistakes on, the things that you've done in the past are nothing compared to what God can do in your life. Also, when you're doing this grateful thing, be very, very cautious of doing the comparison thing. Like, yeah, I got a house, but this person's house is nicer. Yeah, I got this car, but look at them driving this brand new S-Class, whatever. Instead of doing that, just focus on you. Focus on what it is that you're doing in life. Focus on the things that you're grateful for, the people that you have in your life that are a blessing, the things that you get to do in life that are a blessing. Some people are praying for your life. For me, I prayed for this life. When I first started out, I'm going to try not to cry. When I first started out, I was praying, like, God, please just allow me to be able to do this. Allow me to be able to do that. Allow me to be in this position. Allow me to be able to dress like this, to talk like this, to go this place, to be able to have all of these experiences in life. God, allow me to be able to help people in this way. God, allow me to figure out what my purpose was. I always wanted to know what my purpose would be. And God gave me everything I prayed for. Everything. He's so good. And it is when you least expect it, which makes it even better. Because if you could predict it, you wouldn't be as grateful for it. So just allow God to work in your life in the way that only He can. Strategically, lovingly, full of grace and mercy. And I promise you will be blessed. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have an amazing, magnificent, wonderful Sunday. Bye.